Good evening. One of the things I think I like the most about the job I have is I get to invite people. It doesn't happen all the time, and I have to confess that, but I get to invite people who I'm a fan, people who I admire. Carme Pinós is one of those architects. Carme, which is still incredibly young and vital, was a huge influence when I was a student. Her work at that time together with her former partner, but later on in her own practice, it has been incredibly influential for many of us who were educated in the Hispanic American world. And she is an extraordinary architect because her work does what many times we hear a lot of architects and a lot of aspiring architects to say that they do. Her work is truly poetic without being pretentious or to be trying to be poetic. Her work is truly radical and challenge the status quo and challenge what architecture is. But ultimately, the most interesting thing is there are very few architects. There are not many, there are few, that they are called what I call natural-born architects. Carmen is one of them. He's one of these people who was born to be an architect. And everything that she does is architecture. There's no distinction between construction drawing or the design drawing. There is no distinction between a drawing and the building. And this is a rare gift. And I know that we have the chance to listen to some of the best people in our field, and they are for different ways. But she's one of those few which it really is on a class on her own in that sense. I can think of others, and we will have the chance to see some of them. I'm not saying with this that her kind of architecture, or the way that she does architecture is better or worse than others. I'm just saying it's a pure one, is what we aspire to. And it's difficult for those of you who are young to understand in the context that that work was born, in a context of where the peak or in the middle of the postmodernism, but also in the culture of Hispanic American, an incredibly conservative return to a misunderstanding of modernism. Her work challenged all those conceptions. So her work was incredibly important then. It remains incredibly important. And it's incredibly to see the amount of work that is getting built after all the years of effort and so on. So it gives me great, great pleasure to welcome Carme Pinós to SCI-Arc.
Okay, hello. First of all, sorry my English is not good, but with the slides, normally I manage. Okay, I'm going to start with an old project, well known, I suppose most of you know, but it's important because it's the beginning of a thought about a structure, and I'd like to present this at first because understanding this one, you understand the others, no? It's a game with their structure, no? Is this La Torre Cube in Guadalajara, no? Next. Okay, I present my process to think the architecture. No, I start always with the context, trying rules, clues in the territory, you know, to start the dialogue. Here was a space in Guadalajara that was, in the moment that I entered, was completely empty. It was difficult to find the rules to enter in dialogue with all that because I knew that it's going to change completely in the future. No? Again, the next, please. And first, I start always the same. No, first the context, and after, or at the same time, think in the concept, but in the program, but not in the program like space and the diagram of more in concept. No? For example, here was offices. No? They asked me to build a building for offices. And I start to think, and they asked me to make something singular. And I say, okay, something singular, a tower is the thing that you see the most, no? And they suggest me first a building more flat, no? And I say, no, it's better a tower to be seen, no? And I start the reflection of the way that a tower works, no? In a way, normally is a center and is a dialogue or a expression of the facade, no? And I thought the old buildings that the center normally, when the building was not tall, was flat, the center was empty, and the circulation of air was easier, no? And also the people that work in the old building have always a relation with the exterior, no? And I say, okay, I want to recuperate this concept of the center empty, and I say, okay, I'm going to work with this heart and to split in three, because this heart, this center, is a circulation, is a structure, is services, and I say, okay, I split in three pieces, is these three pieces, making the center empty again, and these three pieces, the three columns that support all the buildings, and also is the circulation and the services, no? And this is the column that make the different offices in cantilever with the relation with the stadium in the same way that the old building have relation with the open air, no? And this is the first idea, no? Next. This is the first sketches, no? That you see how the center is empty, and I thought the big office with the corridor and small rooms here and here, always with the contact with the exterior, no? And I try to be more organic, with each piece different. Also because how the context in the moment that I entered was completely empty, was not urban. The only thing that was in the side was trees. And I say, okay, this is more like a tree, no? The trunk, no? Is the column, and the branches, no? Is the different offices in equilibrium, no? We pass. Sorry. And also, again, you will see these three projects that I present now is always a rules of the structure. It's a game that follows the rules of the structure. In a way, when I know the structure, this is three column, it's a game to find the final result, no? You see here three models that each one is okay. The first one, I had a problem to know how I arrive to the land, to the city. And then the client asked me to make a big offices because I could make this kind of tower because the commission was a small office to be sold. And they asked me for one with all complete, the three tower, the three boxes complete. And also with a connection with the street. I say, okay, and now I know how to connect with the city, no? I'm going to make the big office with the connection with the street, and the lobby for all the rest on the top. Always because Guadalajara have a very good climate, and the lobby is open air, and also the courtyard is open. We pass. And this is the first model that I did, was very small, and you see how I had the number of meters limited, and I wanted to be tall. Now I am surrounding with a very big tower, but at the moment was forbidden to make more meters that I received how commission. No, but I wanted to be tall, and also to give air to the courtyard inside. I decide, okay, I remove 3 floors here, I put over, and that permits to grow up. No, and we can pass. This is the structure, the section, the 3 pillars with the boxes suspended, and also the big office. They asked me 2 floors. I say the lobby over 1 floor is okay, over 2 floors is too much, and I decide to cut and to put the office inside the parking. All that is parking, no? We pass. This is the model of the structure, and then was not so organic, but there are different shapes. And you see, also because the structure work like a tree, the branches must be in equilibrium, no? And for that, because this is the head, is the way you enter underneath of this one, and the other one must compensate the volume of this. For that reason, I cut the earth, the floor of the parking, and make these boxes suspended, because must have an equilibrium between of the weight of the 3 parts, the 3 branches. We can pass. This is the construction, no? The biggest stair for the lobby. We pass because we can pass. Sorry. No, and in a way it's very simple. It's so elemental, no? And also I work with the idea of, because Guadalajara have a very good weather, and I say to the client, I'm going to make a building that the conditioner air will not be necessary. And the circulation of air was in this direction, no, through the courtyard, but also in the other direction, because I make a protection, a brise-soleil that protect the, we can pass, you will see. The brise-soleil is 60 centimeters, a corridor between the brise-soleil of the glass, no, to permit the circulation of air in vertical direction, and to protect the glasses from the sun. We can pass. This is almost finished. No? And also the grand lobby facing the city, offering the interior of the building to the city. Never close, always in the interview that they make this 1 hour ago, I told with the relation with the city, no? And this is the thing that I say, the boxes suspended to be in equilibrium with the rest. We can pass, and this was terraces, no? To be taller, and also to permit the view from these offices through the terrace facing to the exterior, no? And to, okay, we pass. And the view from this courtyard, you see that when you are on the bottom facing to the sky, but in the reality, when you are working here, you see you don't have this sensation, because you have this terrace that you can see always through them, no? We can pass. And the brise-soleil, this is not by me, the interior, but it's to show the ambience of this interior space. We can pass. And this, when you will see this image in confrontation with the next project that I show you, how it's completely different, but it's the same rules of a structure. Is the beton, is beton this? Beton, no? I say it's concrete, sorry. The concrete, no, this column in concrete, and the boxes suspended. We can pass. The next building, this is Caixaforum Zaragoza. We pass. Again, the context. Here I had a very precise context. This is the city of the Zaragoza. This part is the old city. This is my side. This was the old rail station. And this is a neighborhood for working people that during a lot of time was separate of the old city because the rail station, no? Now the station is moved here, and all that is a new program, a park with building facing the old city. We can pass. The master plan was that. This is the park, the new park, and facing the old city, different buildings, no? And I received the commission to make art center for exhibition, no, temporary exhibition. I don't know if you know Caixaforum in Madrid by Herzog and Meron. It's the same program, absolutely the same. It's two exhibition room, and also some lecture rooms and a cafeteria and auditorium. It's not so complicated. But no. Here. And I decide, because for a lot of time, how I explain, the neighborhood was separate, no? And I said that now is the opportunity to connect, no? If I build all my territory, it's going to be, again, the neighborhood to the back part, no? I say, I want to make a building that will be the door of connection of the two parts, no? And for that reason, I start thinking in two boxes, no? We can pass. This is the first model. I start always with small models, very small, to find the concept. And this was two rooms, one double the other. I make this is in a way the sketch that come very from the beginning, but was all the project here. No, the walls that is the equivalent of the towers in Cuvée, and the boxes suspended. No, but in this time the center again was no empty, completely full with circulation, and also. No, in this case, only circulation, but work like a pillar that support the enormous beam that support these two boxes in cantilever, no? And I start find the structure. At the beginning, the only thing that I had clear is these two boxes, but I say, okay, I want the two boxes suspended to permit the city pass underneath. But I didn't want one over the other. I didn't want one in front of the other, because I thought, after an exhibition, you need some space of decompression, no? To prepare to see the next exhibition. Because normally, in a museum, the exhibitions are completely different, no? And I say, I don't want to enter in an elevator, to enter in a closed stair, and to go to the next exhibition with not view from far, not with these spaces of decompression, no? And for that reason, from the beginning, still I didn't have clear how support all that, but I say, okay, 2 boxes, no? One no effect like that, because how was so tall, when you go out from a box, you can see the city underneath of the other, no? And then you see exhibition, you have this point of view far, and you feel more, I say, in this compression to prepare to see the next exhibition, no? This was my first idea. And then I start with the wall, then we arrive at this small model, and like it was in the middle of a park, I wanted to appear like something sculptural, something no more, again, like a tree, like, and how this wall arrived just here, and this also just here, and these two is to support, no? I can cut this wall like that, because in a way, arrive from here. And I cut here, and I cut there. We can pass the next, you will see better, no? Is this, you see the wall through the elevator and through the pillar is here, no? And this with the skirt right here, no? And this is the two support that, no? And I cut this structure, I cut this piece and this piece, and from outside you see more fragile, and okay, the center, that is the center of the circulation, the stair, the elevator, no, is also the pillar that support the beam that cross in diagonal all the building, no? We can pass. This is the construction, and also because it was a competition. And how it was a competition, the dimension of the building had to be precise, because it's a bank behind all that, no? Means money, means things. And if I make bigger, like it was mathematical, no? It's two square that cross. I didn't have time. We can go back, sorry, a moment. No? I didn't have a space here to put the installation, no? And I thought, okay, I can make the wall that support two, and in the middle was the concentration of all these, the services. Installation, ¿se dicen las instalaciones? ¿Cómo? Mechanical system. Mechanical system. We can pass. Yeah, it's this. We can pass. But the construction was very funny, because they built all the concrete at the beginning, all the concrete. And all the city of Zaragoza was astonished, because they didn't understand what it was happening, no? Because it was enormous walls of concrete. No, but you see the thing that I say, how I cut one another and make this very fragile. And you recognize a little the Cuvée tower, no? And here and is the enormous beam that take all the the floor, all this piso, okay, all the dimension, and then another that support, and the exhibition room, that one another, is with no one pillar, suspended in between this enormous beam and the other, no? We can pass. Here, no, the construction, further structure in concrete, and the iron construction from the construction was very strange, no? It's the builders that decide to make like that. But it's in contrary, no? First the wall, then the beams from up to down, no? We can pass. And you recognize also how I say you that it's so mathematic, no? These two rooms that I had a precise superficie. I needed another stair for fires. Fuego. Bombers.
Emergency staircases.
Fire exits. Fire exits. And I didn't have a space in the center, no? And I decided to put outside, no? But I didn't want to show like a stair. And I'll say, okay, I make here, if I arrive until the floor appear like a stair. But I stop in a moment and I cross the stair and I go to the other part and the fence of the stair I make bigger, not to make this like an ornament, no? But nothing explain well that this is a stair. And you will see in the next project that this become the ornament of the tower, no? We can pass. And the lobby was completely separate of the structure, no? Is this part. We can pass. Okay, they asked me the rooms very neutral, no? With no anything that disturb the art exhibitions, no? But when I arrive at the cafeteria, the restaurant, I feel free and I express all the structure. They asked me to make a division, to make the restaurant smaller. I make this geometry much more free with the guide that you see on the ceilings. And here, no, you see the two rooms. One room that when you go out, you see the city because this is 2 meters or something more, no? And you see the city underneath of the other rooms, no? And when you are in the big room, over you have the lecture rooms and the workshop. And when you are in the cafeteria, you are on the top of the other box, and this is an enormous terrace. We can pass. And again, because I wanted to be a door, no? For the connection of the park and the city, no? But I had two boxes, no? I say, no, I don't want to make a building and to pass underneath the building. No, I want to express that I am a door. And I say, okay, the door is underneath of the big box. What happened in the other? I was a little confused, but I decided, okay, I'm going to make a hall that is like a garden going down and to pick the people going out from the auditorium, no? And with this hall, you understand that you can cross here, and the way of the connection is the other. We can pass. Here and the construction, no? And then also to change the scale, because it's very big. I wanted to express like something like a jewelry, no? So when I present the model in the competition, the people in my studio ask me at which scale we make the model. I say, I don't know, but I want to present something like that because I want to offer like a jewelry, no? And to make the scale confused, I make this big design, enormous, to present this like more small. Also, when you see this, we can pass, you will see later. For example, you see the relation, no? The houses behind are, you see the scale, no? Because this is more than 5 meters, or 5 meters, see. But with this, the confrontation with a human, no? But all never express the real scale of the building, no? For example, the fence of the stairs are enormous, no? Or you don't realize that a stair is, and the fence is only necessary this. I make this enormous to make tricks with the scale of the building. We can pass. I must say that in this moment, all the park, because the crisis, are stopped. For a hand, it's okay because I am alone, but for another, it's bad because the old station that had to be destroyed still remain, and the possibility to cross in the other side is not possible, and now the connection is in this part. But how this building is understood like something sculptural, that there are not a back part, in front part. It's always, you can see the building from all the part with the same perception, no? That we can pass. You see the lobby? It's completely separate of the structure of all the rest of the building. I must say that these drawings are halls that at night become illuminate. It's like a lamp, all the building. And I must say that at the beginning, I didn't want to show the drawings so. It was a shock when I saw, because we make a model one by one in a studio, but when you see from a small distance, you see only halls. When I saw all complete, seems that it's designed, no? But it's not different pigmentation, it's only halls. It was a shock to see so much this design. And now I am accustomed, but we can pass. And you see, this is the old station, completely in ruin. And this had to be the entrance, the connection. But at the end, it's a wall that hides the old station in the back part. We can pass. Okay, I'm going to explain something in the lobby, how the structure in the lobby works. We pass here. This is the lobby, and this is the ceiling that is supported with the connection with the structure of the rest of the building is with this beam, no, that come in cantilever in connection with the columns of the walls that support the rest. But I have enormous ceiling to support, and I didn't want the ceiling and the columns, no? I want something more dynamic, also because the elevator, all the circulation is behind this element. I say, okay, instead to make one column, I make two. Two always is more dynamic than one. And if I make these two in some inclination, express more dynamism. One is different than the other, still more. And it's in contraposition. Instead to go to support the ceiling, I go inside the light, and the natural light, and that the column receives the light each time different, because the natural light changes all the time. The thing becomes more and more dynamic, no? And for that reason, I make this column. This column supports this cross, and it's the cross that supports the ceiling, no? We can pass. And also, because also this idea to, because I want not only make a program work well, no also a relation with the city, also this quality of something more plastic, more sculptural, no? For that reason, I try to make also with Caixaforum, with Cuvée Uno, like boxes with the brisole, no? And you will see in the last project that I present, that seems like solid from the outside. But when you are inside, it's completely with light and the view that pass through, no? This is a stair that must be blocked because the fire, but this glasses is against the fire. And you see the light that enters through, and skyline always. From outside, you see the building like two boxes, closed boxes, but when you are inside, the view pass and the light enter from everywhere. You can pass. This is the entrance of the big room. We can pass, the column that pass. You see, for example, in the exhibition room, I make this small gallery also to have connection with the exterior, no? You see the exhibition, in a moment you can go out, you have this gallery, and you continue, you see the city, and you continue from the other door, no? You can pass, and this is the restaurant that I say, here, I want to express more the structure, to feel much more free, and you see how I show the guide, and I show the truss, the beam, the truss beam, the beam crossing the room in diagonal with no problem, no? And to make the restaurant smaller is this curtain in material and in wood, no? That make with this guide, no? The restaurant is smaller. We pass. I design also the furniture, this table. Again, how the structure is the thing that decide the shape. I didn't like this connection of two tables that you see the two legs, one near the other. This is something that I dislike. And I say, okay, because this is a cafeteria, it's not a chic restaurant, it's a cafeteria that the people can make a big table. And I say, okay, I make the legs, lo digo bien, legs, in triangle. When you join two tables, the triangle make a leg, a square. And also the structure, instead to go in the perimeter, is this cross, no? And it's, again, the structure is the rule that make the shape, no? We can pass. And also, when you are in the level of the cafeteria, you see the terrace, no? You can pass. And I don't know. Here is the big beam, and the other. In the small room, the beam is smaller, and this is a space for technical services. For that reason, permit me to plant trees. Come back, please. Here, you see are full of trees because I have 3 meters of earth in the middle of this floor, technical. We can pass. And when you go down, to the amphitheater. When you go down, you see the light that arrives through the garden, no? And you are underneath, but the first perception when you go underneath, the light arrives from this part. We can pass the auditorium. Okay, pass. And this is the garden, no? Underneath the other box, the garden go down to enter to connect the amphitheater to the city. And at night, all this design became blue. Blue is the color of the La Caixa, the bank that is behind all this actuation. We can pass, and this, no? At night become like a light in the middle of the park. Okay, we can pass. Okay, and the third project, quickly, is again in the site that I showed you at the beginning, this land that I showed you that was completely empty, and this moment is this mess. La Torre Cube is this small here, and I received the commission to make another tower here. And it was a commission that was at the same time that I was making Caixaforum. It was more or less parallel. And a lot of things that I discovered in Caixaforum, I jump and I put here. Next, this is the territory. You see the site was completely awful. And no. And my site was here in the middle. And I had to be the tower, and it was difficult to be the tower with this chaos here, no? And, well, okay. This is the sketch that I made, because first I had another project, but I changed my mind, and I designed this sketch in the plane, and I sent to my office to develop. But you see the structure here, how this is the first idea, but you will see how the first idea is the result, the final result, because it's always a concept of structure. You recognize Caixaforum, no? The walls, the center, but instead to a square, here is more like a triangle, a rombo, but instead, because it was very tall, instead to make a cantilever, is a pillar, and also this pillar permits me to bend down, to make this small inclination that permit to go in front, to go up, no? To appear in front of the other towers, no? We can pass. You see the structure again. I like the clear structure. Is the center that is the supporting the walls. And the thing that I discovered in Caixaforum is to make the stairs outside, because my client, that is the same client of the first tower, they say me, okay, we are very happy with the first tower, but now we want to earn more money. We don't want circulation thinner as we can. My English, but you understand, no? Okay. I say, okay, I put the stair outside, don't compute, no meter. But here I will like more this stair than the Caixaforum, because I make half a stair inside, half a stair outside. And when you go outside, you go here, you go out, you see the landscape, you enter, and it's a beautiful sensation. We can pass, this you see, and then how the pillar go up, go down. This dimension is smaller than this dimension. Then the stair in a moment, because the half of the stair go inside the office, here that this part is bigger, the half stair go in this side. When here become bigger this than the other, jump to another. And that seems a bisagra. How do you say bisagra? That. Come on? Hinge. Okay, we can pass. The structure, we pass. We pass. It's, because it's not, we don't have time and you become tired. We pass. You see the inclination, but then, next. Oh. No, and again, how to offer the lobby to the city, no? Because in Mexico, all is it's a negation of the streets. They enter with the car until the door, and they say, no, the car park back, and you go up by foot. And I make this big lobby that we make a competition for this. It's a piece of art. I was not in the jury, but it's okay. We can pass. But no, it's to offer the lobby to the city. No, we can pass. And this is this is the main route. And when seems that is in front of the other, and it's at the contrary, it's back to the other, but with this small inclination appear like the one, no? We pass. Okay, we can pass. It's time?
No, we're fine.
Okay. This is completely, I explained these three projects. You see, the relation between these three is through the structure. It's the same, in a way, it's the same structure. This is completely different. This is another thing. This is my city. This is the polemic Barcelona in this moment. This is the center. Okay, yeah. I don't know if you know the city. There is the La Ramblas, the market, the La Boqueria, and was a competition to rebuild all the back part of the Boqueria, no? And I started the project with the observation of the public spaces in the old city, no? Because in the competition was a building in this part, housing, here, in this other part, a school, and also the square, and after also the commission was the ampliation of the market, no? But when I started the competition was only the square, the housing, and the school, no? And they offered me a lines that define the square like a regular square, no? And I observed in the old city that the public space is like the negative of the buildings, no? No one have a regular shape. Only the Plaza Real. I don't know if you remember, the Plaza Real is a square that was for the high society in this time, that is a square facing the center with all the walls, the facade equal, no? And I said, it's not my case, also because the program was completely different, housing in one side, school in the other, and also because this neighborhood is a neighborhood very mixed. There are a lot of different societies, no? And it's the different society, young people, old people, immigrants, rich people, poor people, and all over crossing, no? Making something different layer, but all together. And I think I want to express that, no? We can pass. This is our side. And the school that is in that side, in the last time, because now they are moved here, but before was in this beautiful hospital with this beautiful garden in the middle, no? And this was the context before my actuation. It was a disaster. It was the back part of the market. Was a piece of the municipality for years didn't know how to do. Also because it was a parking with a concession for 15 years and was very expensive to the expropriation of the site, no? And this was the site for housing, and here the site for the school. We can pass. And again, I start the project with the observation of the context, facing a lot the different perspective. For example, here is the importance of this corner, no? This is from here. This is a main street, La Calle del Carmen, and from here through this square, you see this corner. And all these buildings, and again, in the other square here, the other point of view here, and also this square, because these houses had to be demolished for the construction of my building. But I liked this square, no, with these limits, and this point of view was the point of view of I start the project, no? This is the view from the lateral of the market, and the line of the competitions arrive until here, no? And the end of this corridor had to be the facade of the new building. And I say, no, I don't want to stop this passage with a facade. Doesn't matter, it's the best facade in the world. It's not, the view must pass through, and at the end of this corridor, I prefer to see trees with the sun, no, that reflect the sun, because the sun arrives in this direction. And you see, this is the competition, no, with facing one facade to the other, arriving with a small corridor to the square, no? I say, no, I want something that one facade don't look the other facade, and never make a center. I wanted to be more, again, dynamic. I sit a lot of time in the bar here, looking at the movement of the people, and I say, I don't want to interrupt of the movement of people, no? I want to make a project that permit to keep the movement like before, no? And this is the facade of the old building. I decide to cut it to continue this. We can pass. You see? Now, I say, okay, this is the facade, I continue, but the piece of building that I cut, I put here, no? And the passage pass underneath of my building, no? And I make this inclination also to make the space the addition of different small spaces, no? Like a necklace, no? And again, you see how this inclination make the other inclination, and it's a game of lines that make movement and to permit to cross the square in diagonal, no? To permit to join this public space with another more to arrive to the, but never arrive to the square through a narrow street. We can pass. We can pass. This is the model, no? After I received the commission to make the ampliation of La Boqueria, I start, because this building existed, I start making the same structure smaller, because I say I don't want to make a facade here, because this was not a real building, was a roof for a provisional market that now have 200 years and is going to remain here forever. But if I make here a facade, that become a building. I say, no, I want, but they say, we need a facade because we have problem with the rain, we have problem with the wind, we have problem with the sun. I say, okay, I'm going to make the roof smaller, that is easier to control all these phenomena. And okay, my problem was this awful building here, and if I make, back please, a moment. If I start with the same structure, but what happened? When I arrived at the center, this became like an entrance, no? I was against my desire to make this building the second line. We can pass, and I change, instead to make something like that you focus in the interior, I make like an umbrella, no? You see here, that here you focus in this part, you focus in this part, and you pass over this building. We can pass. This is the first vision that I present to the municipality. We can pass. This is done, no? But you see how here you focus here, and this building remain in second line. We can pass. We can pass. Pass. I prefer time for a question. We can pass. Pass. And now the Massana. The Massana was, I don't know if you know how is 11,000 meters. It's a lot.
106,000 square feet.
And in the center in Barcelona, and the completely with this street is so narrow. Everything is very narrow, and I didn't want to present like a heavy building, no. And why I make this movement? First, because the professor of the school asked me to make open spaces, because the old school was with this beautiful garden in the middle. Now it's going to be the library. They make, and they had to move. And they was very afraid to enter in a urban school. And I say, okay, I'm going to create a lot of terrace. And also, again, to change the scale, no? And I say, okay, I make these two elements, no? And I make this small movement, also not to face the center, also to offer, with this movement, terrace, and give some fragility, levedad, levity, light. And also, again, I make this brisole in ceramic to be understood more in a sculptural way. And also was more like, not like a brisole, it's a brisole, but the sun arrived from here. It's only at the afternoon, and the end of the afternoon that the sun arrived here, but was more to protect the intimacy of the student working in the workshops, and the visibility of the tourists here, not to see the student working like a TV there, no? And I make this piece also to give the sense of more sculptural again, no? And this part, I divide the building in two through this courtyard in the center, and here become, because I am more free because I have empty space in front, no? And all made by me, because this facade is by me, the other facade, I feel much more free. But here I was in the center, in a very powerful context, and I try to be more quiet, flat, and with colors similar of all the context of the streets, no? And the contraposition here, I try another color, and the movement is much more free. And you see the hall, there are no windows, are a small terrace. You will see later that respond. Okay, we can pass. I explain later. This scheme of the project is very simple. It's 2 Ls, no? With the connection between a courtyard in the middle, with the connection when one L and another through this passerelle that are stairs, because there are a difference of level between this and here. And at the end of this stair is this terrace, no? That I show you these windows that are no window, are terrace, no? And again, not to appear one over the other, that explains too much, that is one floor, another floor. I make this small movement, and one terrace is here, the other is here, no? And make more, no express the measure of the volumes, no? We can pass, is this, no? We can pass. This is the construction. The cantilever express this fragility, this levity, and this movement is the movement that permit create terrace. We can pass. This is Yadon. You see the light of the workshops, no? But it's through I make this element in ceramic is craftsman. Is industrial, but in between, and that permit that are all these different color is because it's not a factory that make this. It's a small atelier that is more artisanal. It's not precise the color, and I like this rhythm, no? And this is the terrace that and each connection is passerelle finish with this terrace, no? And you see how this movement make the scale of the building, that because it's 1 to 6th floor, but you don't perceive that it's 3 floors. It's more something neutral, more sculptural that is in the middle of the square. We can pass. And you see when this building arrived at the street and the old city, is flat with a color more similar of the context. We can pass. Here, no? This is a view from here. We can pass. And the corner that I explained before. And again, when you enter, again, a small scale. This I didn't explain in Caixaforum, but I am very worried about how you enter in the buildings, no? And always, in the moment that you enter, the building becomes small, express the human scale. We can pass. And the interior, this passerelle, you see the contraposition. Outside is completely solid, and when you arrive in the center, in the entrance is full of light. The light arrives from everywhere. You can pass. This is the secretary. I try to make colors a little, no, not a lot. We can pass. The school was open this September. We can pass. And I wanted to offer the courtyard like a street. You see the corridor are not with a fence. Here, yes, because in this level, the courtyard become bigger. But here, the corridor is with a window equal that the window that are in the other part that are classrooms. No? This is, okay, we can pass. And again, is one facade, and the third facade is the ceiling with the skyline. Okay. But it's beautiful. Well, I like, because it's how the sun make all the recorrido, the trajectory from this part to another. Each time the shadow of the building are completely different. At the morning, we have all the back corridor, and at the middle of the day, the light arrive here, and then the line are more smaller. It changes all the time of the day, the building. We can pass. And again, I make different design. It was funny because I named this site Chill Out. And I invite this furniture to be used how they want. No? And there is a blog in internet that they make a competition with the student how to use, and they make photograph, and we make the photograph of the student making photograph how to use this furniture. It's an anecdote, but we can pass. We can pass. This is the connection, no? The connection finish always with a terrace. And all the building is full of terrace. There are terrace for everywhere. We can pass. We can pass. And the workshop, is correct to say workshop? The workshop, again, is three things. You see the building from outside in a way. When you enter, it's wide, full of light. And when you enter in the workshop, it's another reality. It's much more industrial with this light. No, I like because it's like three things, connected but different each one. We can pass. They brought all the old furniture, but fixed. I like it because it's completely new, the building, but it fit very well with the old machine and old furniture. We can pass, you see, full of, because it's a school of craftsmen. It's full of old machine, and are very particular students and professor that they love a lot his old things. And this is the piece, at the beginning, how is the ceramic piece. No? And here is to was the proof to decide the separation. We can pass. We can pass. And the courtyard in the back part. Yeah. We pass. No. I show very quickly the buildings, because you see in this part, I make this facade, and this facade. This was a drawing from the competition, because when I did the competition, I didn't have the ampliation of the Boqueria. But it still work. And I explain now the housing, no? Go ahead, yeah. This vision that I say I start with this vision, and now the drawing, we can pass. And this is the vision of the project, no? That the continuation of the passage through my building, and how the trees express the sun. We can pass. And you remember the point of view here with the corner of Massana? We can pass at this. This is the drawing that, no, the vision of this corner, that all the two volume is in tension, no? And how the building of housing is more quiet, the scale is more domestic. You see the housing near me with this scale of the window, a small domestic scale, in contraposition of the Massana that is more abstract, the building, with a scale more big. And when you arrive here to the city, no, become more flat, and the hall is smaller, no? And these are drawing by the competition. You see, in the competition was not the ampliation of the Boqueria. We can pass, and I pass. But you see, because in this space, I make the ampliation of Boqueria, the Massana, and the housing. And each one have a language that correspond a different context, no? This, I enter in dialogue with the market behind. Here, I enter in dialogue with the scale of the housing. And here is more free, more sculptural, because it's a school of art. And I didn't want to make a square that is Carme Pinós Square. No, I wanted to make something that seems that has been all the life there. I don't know. And the housing under construction. That's all. No.